Today could be the best day of my life since I started this journey. Today, we enjoy a chocolate chip cookie. So, this is done by Quest, and it's called a protein cookie, okay? I think mainly because it has 15 grams of protein, but I could be wrong. It has less than a gram of sugar, 4 total net carbs, and you know what? It looks amazing. Tell me that doesn't look just absolutely delicious. Let's go through the nutrition facts just like we always do in these things, where we got 17 grams of fat, we got 30 cholesterol, 210 milligrams of sodium, we got 19 total carbohydrates, but 9 of them are dietary, taking that down to 10, and then you got 6 grams of erythritol, which will take that down to that 4 that we are looking at. The cookie itself basically is made from a whey protein, milk protein, butter, erythritol, unsweetened chocolate. Quest Nutrition is on a mission to make the foods you crave work for you, not against you. God bless you. Not gonna lie, I've been looking forward to eating this ever since I first bought it because I haven't had a chocolate chip cookie since I started, and I am ready to change that. First, the smell. Smells like a chocolate chip cookie, but there's something off, and I think it's the erythritol. Either that or it's all the whey and it not being made from flour, but god dang, that looks like a cookie. That looks like a great cookie. It's got the air holes and everything, and yet there's no flour in this, right? Soluble corn fiber? Is that what it is? I have no idea. I don't know how they did the airiness of it. Absolutely looks great, smells good, but what about the taste? Because that's where everything counts. Can I eat you? Yes, I can. Well, ain't that interesting? Just like all the other things in these keto food reviews, they're all interesting. This one, though, is really interesting. There it is. Very similar to this, okay? With a couple words that are going to match. Melts in your mouth. I don't understand the whole melting in my mouth sort of thing. I think it's just the whole milk protein just kind of breaking down with my saliva, but just kind of falls apart. Okay, I got a good way of describing this one. I was looking for a good way to describe it. It took me a whole 2 bites to figure it out. So, imagine you take a bite of a cookie, and then imagine that cookie starts dissolving into cookie dough in your mouth, okay? It gets to a point where you can kind of work it in your mouth. You can ball it up if you wanted to. But then, the longer it stays in your mouth, the more that it keeps going beyond that cookie dough state into, I'm just going to completely fall apart. I can't be molded into anything. I'm just going to kind of be here. That's very much what it turns into. And then let's go ahead and go back to the Aunt Millie's bread. If you've had the keto low carb bread, it has that same aftertaste going on right now. And it's an aftertaste I don't prefer, but I can look past. Now, I believe this cookie was like $2 or $3 when I bought it, maybe like $2.50. Call it $2.50, right in the middle of my predictions. But it was, I don't think I could get this again. Basically, I'm battling with it dissolving in my mouth, and now it's just covering the whole inside of my mouth. I've never had a protein shake, but I imagine if you've had a lot of protein shakes, you probably have this residual whey in your mouth, and you'd probably be very used to these type of products. I'm not, and I'm still working on trying to get it out of the back of my throat. Alright, let's keep going. I'll tell you right now, it's so damn weird. I probably wouldn't buy it again. It just isn't cookie to me. It's just not a cookie. It goes from what could be a cookie to something that is, oh dear God, what did I just put in my mouth? And the chocolate chips are probably the only saving grace in this thing. The chocolate chips, unsweetened, nothing too special about them, but they're still very, very good. I don't get chocolate very much, and that's pretty much where all the carbs are coming from in this thing. We gotta finish this thing. We're this close to the end. I gotta finish it. This thing definitely fills you up. I'll give it that. Damn, that thing dries your mouth out fast. Because as it's dissolving, it's taking all the liquids out of your mouth. Is it alright? Yeah, it's alright. It's nothing that great, though. It's not for me. The other thing that I don't like about it is it has 4 net carbs. I mean, sure, it's a pretty decent sized thing, but 4 net carbs is a pretty big chunk out of my day. and I had to really make sure I chose a day where I could have it. So as for my score, I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. Would not buy again, but I'm going to give it on the better half of the scale for one reason only, is for people who can get past the dissolving part. I feel like this is just maybe a texture thing with me. Maybe other people wouldn't find it as displeasurable as I do. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that it's just something that I don't prefer. The overall taste during the eating is not bad. It starts out pretty cookie-like, and then it just falls the hell apart. I don't understand how something falls apart that easily in your mouth. Like I said, though, being 4 net carbs, it's a little steep, and I'd probably much rather go for a Slim Fast product, one of the fat bombs, because at least those have the MCT oils in it. This does not have the MCT oil in it. If they were to go ahead and take out some of the palm oil and go and substitute some MCT in there, I think that they would have a much better product. If you go ahead and try and appeal more to that keto market, I think that you'd be much better off. But for some reason, they chose not to. I think that was a big missed opportunity by Quest here, and I wish that they would kind of jump on board that bandwagon. I think keto right now is taking off a little bit more. There's a lot more keto products coming out, and I think that you kind of stretch your arm out to keto people, we would grab. But until you do that, we're going to be kind of over here going, 4 carbs is a little much. And I know there's a bunch of other cookies out there, but if they all dissolve like that, it's not going to be something that I'm going to be rebuying. Not anytime soon. Was it something different to give me a break? Sure. Was it worth it? Not really. It really wasn't. Especially for the price. $1 a cookie, I'd get that, but I don't see this being worth that. I get that it's like a bunch of like milk proteins, and that's probably a little bit more costly to do, but it just, you gotta balance price with taste in my book. You gotta make it worthwhile. When we had a product like last time with Flock come out, Flock ended up like coming out with a brand new product. Sure, it's more expensive, but it's more unique, and it had a lot more going for it, where this one is already an established thing. There's already other cookies out there in the world, and you kind of got a lot of competition that you need to stand up to, and guess what? You didn't shine. Like I said, 6 out of 10, just to give them the benefit of the doubt that other people wouldn't have as big a problem as I do. I mean, my mouth is still covered on the inside. I ran out of water. I need to go refill the stupid thing and probably drink a whole nother liter of water just to get it out of my mouth. But overall, it's alright. It's not great for me, but it's alright. So, do I think I'm going to try anything else by Quest? Maybe. I know they have a lot of different products, so I may be back to them eventually, but right now I'm not seeing it anytime immediately. So that is going to do it for this keto food review, even though this is borderline keto. It's low carb, but that's about it. It's not that keto, but wanted to give it a shot, give it its fair opportunity. That's going to do it for today's episode, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for the continued support, and I'll see you guys back here in the next keto food review. Good night.